Oh, good. There's Susan.
Good morning.
Hi. I was concerned I wasn't doing something correctly. Is that your room or the hotel lobby?
This is the fitness. No, it's the conference room
Oh, okay.
at the hotel.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Where are you, Susan? Where is
I'm
this?
at Lewis, Delaware.
Oh, okay. I thought you were Rehoboth Beach.
Already,
Is that a shore town? I don't know. Is that a shore town?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I never know how to pronounce it, whether it's Lewis or Luz. Have you figured out the official pronunciation, Susan?
I can hear you.
So I never know whether to call that town Lewis or Luz. What's the official pronunciation?
I thought it was Lewis. Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Hi.
yeah.
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay. Hi, Cheryl.
How are you doing?
Cheryl.
I'm well, thank you.
Cheryl and Charlie. I only see Cheryl. Barbara.
Yeah, I think it is Lewis.
Yeah, I thought it was too, yeah. But
Hi to Ava.
no sooner
Hi,
do I hear the
Janet.
pronunciation than I
Hi
forget
to
it.
Lisa. Hi to Barbara. Hi to Cheryl and Charlie. Hi to Mary Ellen. It's 11:59 and I did this. Our rooms are really, really small, so there was no way I could do it in the room, and I panicked and I went to bed and I went, it will all be fine. And then I woke up and I said to the people, dudes, can I have a different room in the hotel to do my hour? And they said yes. And they called this the conference room with storage, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this isn't storage.
I see bikes. I see bikes, yeah.
So there's bikes and some things that they had to get rid of for
Yeah.
COVID. So
But there's plenty of room for you, it looks like.
yeah, I'm really lucky. So
You don't have to
anything
wear a
that
mask either.
I should know? No, I don't have to wear a mask, but I've been reminded several times I get out of my hotel room and they're all like, mask. So anyway, and
I'm gonna have to leave
6
early,
months.
but don't be insulted.
Okay, I won't be insulted. I'm going to
Okay.
mute you,
Okay.
but you know that you can unmute yourselves at any time. I'm saying hello to Melanie. She's here.
Melanie.
Yep. Hi, I'll wait till she's connecting. Hi, Melanie.
Hey, Susan. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Is there anything that, if you want to say anything to me that's not, that you don't want public, you can give me a chat message. But I'm going to mute you
Okay.
all.
You like it
And
better?
I'm going to ask you to be on your back. Cheryl, did you want something?
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to start on your back. And our concentration will be on our spine. And I'm just going to use Joseph Pilates' comment that he made, and I don't think it was his originally. I think it came from yogis, but you're only as young as your spine is flexible. So if you start on your back, and I'm pretty far away from you guys than usual, but I can still see you. And I want you to kind of wiggle the pelvis around a little bit until you feel like it's neutral. And that could mean one hip goes up toward your ribs more than the other. And you're trying to settle that. And then you can arch and curl a little bit and kind of settle that neutrally. And then see if you can lengthen yourself away from the pelvis. So you want to create some space in your spine. And then I want you to start to breathe and notice your breath. So that's really important, that you're feeling that you can breathe. You can pretend you're at the beach, because that really soothed me today. I was all like, Ida. And I went to the beach and I just was like, oh, this is nice. So just feel that you're able to just release and then find your breath. And I really do mean it. Let it breathe into your spine. Just settle. And then we will address the spine. So the arms can go down by your side. You can have the palms up or down, but wide shoulders. And then start to find an alignment in your body with the heels aligning with your sit bones. And then just begin a shoulder bridge. You're just going to curl up and down. And the focus here is on your spine and how you're getting it to move up and down, and how you're breathing, and how it's lengthening, and how nothing is straining. You're using just enough musculature to get this done. I'm letting someone else in. So hi, Jane. So then, of course, once you've done that with your spine, I'm going to ask you to notice your spine in all different directions. So you're going to be all different positions. You're going to be on your back and stretch. And there's your spine there, all stretched out. And then you're going to roll over onto your right side and feel your spine here. It's still in the middle, but you're on your right side, stretched out, but you're noticing your spine. And then we're actually going to stay here a moment and notice the strength that we have. So you could, if you wanted to, lift your legs up and lift your head, neck, and shoulders up a little bit. So right away, feeling the side of the body, not just the top side, but the bottom side. So you're feeling a little shaky. Then you go back down, go onto your back. And I'm going to turn around, but you're going to roll over onto your left side. So just finding the length of your spine here on your left. Same idea. It might just be nice and long, and then you can lift the legs and lift your head, neck, and shoulders. But it's still long. You've just changed the shape into a little bit of a teaser on your side. See if you can breathe. Still scoop the belly. Make sure your left side is working, not just your right side. And then you'll take everything down and go onto your belly. So you're noticing that your spine is still elongated even in this position. You're going to take your hands underneath your forehead and just let yourself breathe here. So lengthening the legs away, feeling the muscles of the back of the legs and underneath your feet, and feeling your belly. And then I'm going to ask you to, I just come up a little bit. I have my head, neck, and shoulders up. My hands are still down. They're sort of pressing down. And I can feel the stretch of my abdominal muscles, but they're also being used. So I'm really pulling them in. I also feel the back muscles. I feel the side of my body. But basically, I can breathe here. And then I'm going to slide my hands underneath my shoulders and find a swan. So in your swan, it's everything, right? I got my belly working, side body and back body. And then you're going to lower your spine down and sit back into child's pose, and we'll move on. So just coming back into your child's pose, notice in this position, your spine is being stretched. If you take your knees together, your spine is being stretched even more. And then we'll come onto our back. And we'll find our upper ab curl. So nice long spine, still really being aware of your spine. The top of your spine is what's going to be in this upper ab curl. So you can take your hands back behind your neck and lengthen it. And you're thinking of your upper ab curl as a long bend of your upper part of your spine. You're going to exhale as you come up, and then notice your spine articulating down on your inhale. Exhale back up, articulating your spine. Remember, one at a time, they say. Down and up you go. Avoid any tension in your back. The back is stretching. And you're going to come equally up on both sides of your spine. Now the next time you're up, you'll stay up. So reach out and up. Now you are right at the tip of your shoulder blades, and the spine is elongated to come into this C curve. And then the legs are going to come up into your Pilates V. So you're going to straighten your legs away from the center on your inhale, and then exhale, draw them back. And keep going. Your gaze is right down at that low belly if you can. 3 more. Stretch it out completely. Keep the heels together. 1 more. I might have lost track. Now bring the legs together and slightly pointed toes go out and in again. If you can keep your pelvis level, you can bring your knees in toward your nose, right? But the pelvis doesn't rock. So keep going. I took a reformer class. I'm very lucky. I know somebody in Lewis who teaches in a studio, and she kept saying to keep the pelvis still. You guys know to go into flex heels. She kept saying, no party in the pelvis. So there's no wiggling, there's no party here. It's all just stable, everything's calm. Didn't know whether you'd like that or not. That's, beach talk. And then go ahead and hug the knees in, head, neck, and shoulders down. Should have felt some work in the core. We'll go right into hundreds from here. So the legs come to tabletop. And remember, your knees can come in as long as your tail doesn't curl, right? And then you'll come into your upper ab curl. Arms are long, legs go to your working level. Begin to inhale for 5 pumps and exhale. So nothing moving in your hips. You're rounding up and over yourself. You've done 20. Keep going. Your arms are nice and strong. They're pumping from your shoulder blades. Shoulders are easy. I'm looking at your upper ab curls and they look fabulous. So Ava is super duper. Lisa looks great. Some of you, I can't see your upper ab curls, and that's fine. You're more than halfway there. So count your own 4 breaths. Straighter elbows, some of you, right? Really straight elbows. Yeah, you want to feel your triceps. And then when you come down slowly with control, come on down. Give yourself what you need. It could be knees can come in. It could be the neck goes curves from side to side in your head. Could be a big stretch. Either way, let's find our big stretch so we can find our roll up. So remember that the belly has to be engaged ahead of time. Your ribs drop down to bring your head, neck, and shoulders up. And you roll up and over yourself and give yourself a nice stretch in your spine. And then roll your spine back down. Remember, you're trying to separate the vertebra. Keep going. We have 4 more. So just keep going. This really doesn't have a stop and a start, right? It's a slow express train. It doesn't have any local stops. But we could do it that way if you want to. We could do some local stops. That's really, really hard. Let's do that on our last one. So I'll just wait until you come up the next time. And then, yeah, Ava, before you go ahead and go down and come back up again if you'd like. And then meet me at the top here. So this is a hard place to be. You want to be nice and tall in your spine. Let's bend the knees and take your hands back behind your legs. So fire up the legs a little bit. And then this is how we had to do this in the class yesterday, and I died. It was so hard. So you're going to curl back and stay for enough passengers to go out and back in. And then the train moves and you go to the next stop, which could be your waistband. It could be right below the waistband. And then the next stop could be right before your upper ab curl. And the next stop is your upper ab curl. Whew. And the next stop is all the way down. We're going to come up that way too. So find your upper ab curl. Find a little bit more. You could bend your knees. Find more. I'm going a little faster, sorry, because it's really hard. And then when you come up, just go ahead and stretch. And I'm kind of glad you're not muted, or that you are muted right now. I can't hear what you're saying. So then let's go ahead and stay here and find a one-legged tree, a one-legged teaser shape. So bend your right knee, bring your left leg up, and you're in your teaser. Slide your shoulders down. Now make this the belly that's nice and deeply shaping your spine. And then from here, you could put that leg down and lift the other leg. And keep going. Don't make this easy for yourself. It would be easy. It could be easy, right? Maybe you take your arms a little higher. That's going to be harder. Keep breathing. Keep going. 4 more. Hollow out your belly. Don't let it pooch. Another teacher that I just heard say something like, don't be the mother kangaroo with the little pouch for the little roo, right? And then come on all the way up. Take what you need. Woohoo. And then we'll do, I don't think the air is on in this place because it's a little warm. All right then, let's do tree. So left leg down, right leg up in your tree, right? This is your tree, you're gonna climb down. It should feel like a one-legged teaser. Down you go. And then up. Concentrating on your spine. Down again. Make sure you still feel like a teaser. Belly. Good. Spine is relaxing, right? So it can bend. You have 1 more down and up. Beautiful. Keep thinking about the hamstring on the left leg pressing down to the floor. Nice. So once you're up, you'll go ahead and point and flex. Circle the ankle, both directions. And then let's bend the elbows wide and bring the leg toward you and away. Don't yank on your leg, just feel the belly pulling the leg in and out. Elbows go wide, shoulders are down. Into our single leg circle, so you could use a TheraBand if you wanted to, if you have anything like that, but you're gonna roll down. This is your one-legged teaser. So the arms go down, the shoulders are wide, the leg goes up. It goes across your body. The hips, again, there's no party in the pelvis, right? If you wanted to take hips off, your hips stack on one another, and then the spine goes back down. 5 in each direction. Keep breathing. Remember all the breath you just put in your rib cage before you were doing any exercises. So with your both directions, you should have gotten stretches in your legs, but just in case you didn't get them here, either with a bent knee, crossing your leg over, or bent knee out to the side. I want you to know that I've had a really good time so far, but this is also one of my really good times. So thank you for coming. We're gonna roll up from a one-legged teaser, right? So here's your right leg that is still a little lower. You're gonna roll up. You could tree up, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna kind of roll up if I can. And then switch legs. So now I've got my tree leg. So same thing, climb down this tree. It might be different on this side. You might not be as strong, but your spine, and you are only as young as your spine is flexible. So think about the spine being, you know that really, I mean, you really don't have to have anybody talking to you about that. You know that's true. I'm gonna let somebody in. I don't know what happens. Keep going. Leslie's here. So remember you're doing 3. And stopping at the top. And finding your pointing and flexing, circling the ankle. No rigidity, nicely lengthen spine. And then you'll bend your elbows to bring that leg closer to you. Try not to yank on your leg, but pull it in with the belly. You're just making a connection, a closed chain with your hands and your leg. And then take the hands off the leg. This is your one-legged teaser. Right, so keep the legs reaching away as the belly goes in the opposite direction into single leg circles. So remember, the leg goes across your body first, because that's the most accessible to all of us, right? It's harder to take your leg away from you, away from the center. That's a little harder. Welcome, Leslie. And keep going. Nice. Remember, the pelvis stays still. If you're taking your hip off, this is single leg circles with hips off, you stack your hips. and then unstack them. You should feel the work in the pelvic floor. Take your stretches. It might mean something different on this side. And then we'll do our rolling like a ball in our ab series all together. So you're just going to roll yourself up to a seated position. Did I miss anything? I hope not. All right, hands on your shins. Shins press into your hands. Now don't collapse. No collapsing at all. This is a stretch of your spine. Make sure you can feel it as a stretch, even in your neck. And you're going to roll like a ball. So your eyes go between your legs and you just roll back and forth. I went a little too far because then I was allowed to use momentum on the way up. So make sure there's no momentum, but a lot of breath and belly. And I know that this is hard for some of us, so we're getting all tense in the shoulders and the neck and the jaw. See if you can relax that. Your elbows go out to the side, by the way. Right, giving yourself a nice wide girth here. I don't know if that's the right phrase. It didn't sound very nice. All right, so pause, and then put your feet down. Do a couple of one-legged teasers again. Right, so actually press down with your foot. Remember, you have to bend. So if you're straight up there, that's not working. Arms can go higher to make it a little harder. Now put both feet down. Bring your hands into the center and you're going to serve hors d'oeuvres. So you're just going to twist and serve hors d'oeuvres over here. And then you bring them back and you serve them over here. And bring them back and do it 2 more times. If it's bothering your back, you come up a little higher because I don't want it to strain in your back. It's supposed to release your back. All right, time for the ab series. So relax a little bit because you probably feel like you just did some ab series. I see some layers of clothing coming off. Wish I could do that. I don't have anything else to do, but it's okay. It's all good. All right, here we go. Ab series. So straighten your left leg. Take your hands on your right leg to curl back to your blades. Make sure it's a nice upper ab curl. It's beautiful to come down this way. Inhale to switch your legs and exhale to switch. And inhale to switch and exhale to switch. So I said to some of you, you're not supposed to be able to see your heel when it comes in because that's nicely aligned. Let's do one more. Let the belly hollow out. Now both hands on both shins. Inhale, arms and legs away. Circle them around. Don't go at my pace if you want to go a little bit slower or a little faster. This is your class. Totally your class. But this is called double leg stretch. Remember, you are stretching them. Now, this is scissors and both legs stretch. So 5 breaths here. Make sure your upper ab curl is from the abdominals, not from your neck. You will feel the difference if you keep the pelvis still. Now take your hands back behind the neck. Bend your right knee, twist toward it. Switch your legs. No rocking here at all. If there were never a party in the pelvis, this is the time for the party to be still. Stretch away from it. Whew. I missed one. Double leg lower left, legs lower down, and then they reach out to come back up. And you do 4 more. Oh, what's it like ending the ab series with this instead of twisting? Some of you are twisting beautifully because you didn't listen to me, which is all fine, and you did it in proper sequence. Sorry, Ava. And then go ahead and lower down or take whatever you need from your ab series. Make sure that the abs were working there. It wasn't in your neck or your jaw, or if it was, just release from there. And let's roll up to a seated position for spine stretch. Love the name of this exercise, so make sure you really are stretching your spine. So get your mind aware of your spine at the moment, all the way from the crown of the head to your tail. That's your whole spine. Then the arms go out in front of you. Slide your shoulder blades down and then pretend you're pressing down on some surface here so the back of your arms are working. Take an inhale and pretend you're against a wall and you're peeling your neck up and over, away from that wall, and then your ribs. And then the navel goes way back. but your pelvis stays against the wall and you're finding, so stay here a moment and take a breath and then round your spine back up. And then do that again. So each time you round up, it'll be 3 more times. You should be taller against that imaginary wall. And keep your arms attached to your body so they don't get to go out like this. There's no power there. And then keep breathing and keep feeling the spine stacking up from the bottom. Sometimes we just stack up the ribs, but your whole spine. That's why I want you to think about your whole spine. Beautiful. And then that's gorgeous. Take a stretch, not that you haven't already, but this closed chain, notice the difference. When there's a closed chain, when your hands are holding onto something, you can pull the belly back away from that connection. And that's what the ab series and rolling like a ball is all about. And then stack your spine back up. And that's why teaser is so hard, because you don't have that connection. So let's check that out, shall we? Let's bend the knees. Sorry, this is a teaser class. I didn't know it. But you're going to curl back behind your sit bones, because this is perfect for open leg rocker, but we're going to do a little teaser first. So with your hands connected to your legs in your teaser, it's a little bit more manageable to get into the core of your body. As soon as you take your hands away, it's different. I want you to acknowledge that. And then go back to taking your hands as high on the back of the legs as you can. So we're going to go right into open leg rocker. We're not balancing. This is a rocker. So here's your teaser shape, and you're going to rock backward and forward. You're smoothing out the spine. Beautiful, Leslie. That was great. Remember, the shoulders get tense here. We get really concerned that we're not going to get up. Well, what's the worst that can happen? So think of this very like I'm on the beach doing my rolling. Nobody's watching. I'm having fun. And then let's put our legs together if they're not already. And then how far can you reach? Can you touch your toes? Ava says, are you kidding me? That was just for fun. All right, now let's go ahead. You can bend your knees if you want to. You can put your feet down. You can stay exactly where you were with your legs up and roll your spine down. And then take your arms down, legs up. Corkscrew with hips on, which means there's no movement in your hips. Both legs are going over to the right, and they're making a full circle around to the left and center. And it goes in the opposite direction. The belly drops down in opposition to where the legs are. The crown of your head is so far away from your tailbone. This is all about your spine, right? Let's do 2 more. I like to put my hand on my belly to make sure it's not pooching out. Now let's open the legs. Roll yourself up for saw. Sit tall. That was beautiful. Now the arms go out to the side. This is the first time our arms have been out to the side. They're still in your peripheral view. So put them in front. Feel what that feels like. And then just take them out to the side. And then take an inhale to stretch. Exhale, twist and round up and over your right side. Inhale, stack back up and untwist. And exhale, twist to your left and round up and over. And keep going. If I could see you, I would make sure that that wrist wasn't, the back wrist wasn't, I call this motorcycle wrist, but I want it straight. If you have a straight wrist here, you're going to feel your triceps more. Think about that when you take your arm behind you. You might even be able to look at it. That's it. Nice. Good. All right. So now the reason I had you go onto your belly was because I want you to acknowledge that there's a lot of work when you're on your belly, in your belly. So let's go down onto our bellies. And I'm going to ask you to have your hands palms spread out open. And then I want your elbows underneath your shoulders. The reason for this is because I want you to be able to kind of pull yourself forward and get a stretch in your abs. Once you get a stretch in your abs, then I want you to use your abs. And then I want you to stretch your spine. And then I want you to feel your back muscles. So you're lifting and opening the chest and then using the shoulder blades to pull together and down. Now keep that feeling of all of that work. Take your spine down and take your hands underneath your shoulders. You should have gotten some length there when you took your spine down. Shrug your shoulders. And let's take our spine forward and up. So travel it, forward and up, and then forward and down. Keep your legs reaching down and away in the opposite direction. You're doing 3 more. And then if you want to find your swan dive, you do that. That looks great. So you should still feel, the abs working. Careful, some of you are using a little bit too much shoulder. Yeah, the neck should stay long. The shoulders are down from your ears. Nice, great. And then sit back into child's pose. So that swan dive gets a little bit less smooth, right? And we're trying to smooth that out. It's so hard to do. And then come back to your forearms this time, but this time press your fist down. So again, organizing your spine so it's nice and long. Shoulders are relaxed. Collarbone is really wide. It's really difficult to think that, that your chest is going forward and up, right? But that's what you want to do. Now you're going to inhale to bend the right knee. Make sure you feel your hamstrings. And then exhale, bend the left. Keep going. If you don't feel your hamstrings, it's probably because your pelvis is lifting or rocking. This is another time where there's no movement in your pelvis. And Ava gave me a good thought here, was that you want to press right above your knee down to bend your knee. That will help you not move your hips, and it might let you feel your hand glute connection. Then go ahead all the way down onto your belly. Turn your head to the right. The hands, just take them down by your side for a moment, with the palms up or down, and then turn your head to the other side. Just notice. So when I ask you to do these things, I really want you to breathe, because when you breathe, you're actually present and you're paying attention. That's a good thing for your body. And then bring your hands on your back. Turn your head to the right, one hand on top of the other. And you can bend your elbows and get your hands pretty high if that works. Use the belly and the back and the side body. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Now press down with above your knees. Press down with your hamstrings to bend, bend, bend. And then put the feet down. And then stretch into your extension. And then I'm going slowly. You can go more quickly. Turn your head to the other side. Bend elbows and knees. Press your thighs down when you bend your knees. Keep going. See if you can start to like this exercise. Aha. Yeah, and every time you breathe, it makes you present, right? In your body, you're really acknowledging this work in your body. Very nice. Remember to press your feet down and away from you as the chest goes forward and up in the opposite direction. And at some point, some of you might want to do this. This is totally your choice. When you come up into your swan, some of you may want to stretch your legs out so much that they lift. Why don't you try that, Ava? Yeah. There you are. That's so nice. Very good. And then please sit back into child's pose. Yeah, so that's like your teaser turned inside out. And what we didn't do is we didn't swim, but we'll do that next, shortly. So we're doing neck pull now. So after you've had your child's pose, we'll go ahead and have a nice seat toward the top of your mat so that when you lie down, your head will be touching your mat or not. It's up to you. When you don't have a mat, that's fine. Now, find what's different in your spine, right? Find if there's any more space. And then let's take your hands underneath your legs. So you could bend your knees or not, but your hands are kind of underneath your thighs somewhere. This is just to make a point of a closed chain. So you're going to kind of press your hamstrings down to the mat. And then you're going to hinge back with a long spine. When you can't go any further, you're going to start to curl the lower spine, middle spine, upper spine, and you're down. Now this closed chain is going to help you come up. Drop your ribs down so that the head can come up and over, and round yourself over and get a stretch. Stack your spine back up from the base of your spine all the way up. Now take this closed chain that was here and put the closed chain here. It doesn't feel like a closed chain, but it is. So you're going to hinge back and then curl. And some of you might lose the feeling of control and go back to this closed chain or this closed chain, right? My fist is in the palm of my hand. Do what you need to find a closed chain that pulls you right into the core. And keep going and try to breathe. And you don't have to go as slowly as I did. This is, you know, I've seen this done where people go, oh my gosh, I have to come up a little faster because they have to. Just use your breath when you do it. Just going to go down and up and down for the last time. And then we'll do shoulder bridge. Just letting you know what's next. These look great. Your legs have a lot of work to do, don't they? Your lower body has a lot of work because your upper body is working like crazy. So don't forget your lower body. Nice. Beautiful, Lisa. Good. So you're down. And then anything that you need here, sometimes it's nice to take a little breather. And when I say that, please do breathe. Like a little breather isn't just a phrase. It's like, let's take a big breather, meaning let's take a big breath in our little breather. I just made that up. All right, into our shoulder bridge. So the feet are down, arms go down by your side. So nice long spine. You should feel really good right now. So we've already done our shoulder bridge. Let's do it again. Let's articulate our spine up. And then stay up a moment and just find some length and some openness. These are great. This is a great place to be. So you're going to stand into your left leg. Make sure that your hips don't move. This is no party in the hips. Your leg, your right knee is going to come in and up. You're going to flex the heel as it goes down, and then you're going to point the toes as it goes up. You're doing it 2 more times, and 1 more. Trying to keep the hips where they are. And then take that heel down with a straight leg and then bend the knee in and pause. Pause, 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 pause. Ready to go on the other side. Stand into your left leg. I'm sorry, right leg. Left leg comes up, points up, flexes down. Try to get that heel down without dropping your hip. Point up, flex down. Point up, flex down. Take that heel all the way down, keeping the hip up. Bend the knee, slide the leg in, pause. So I'll tell you what I just felt. I just felt a stretch in my thighs instead of so much ham glute work. And that's what you want. Now take your spine down from there. But that's the first time I've ever felt that. And I've been doing Pilates for 20 years. So these are good things. Hug your knees in, do whatever needs to be done. I mean, it's not that I didn't feel my ham glutes, but I felt a stretch in my quads, which is really lovely. All right. So let's come up to a seated position. And we'll do spine twist. So this is less stable because your legs are together. But the bonus is you get to use your inner thighs. So see if you can feel little magnets on your inner thighs. And then arms go out to the side. Remember, they're pressing down on something and they're coming out from like your armpits rather than your shoulders. It's a spine twist. So take an inhale to lengthen. Exhale, twist with your spine to one side. Come back to the center and twist to your left. It's your spine twisting, not your shoulders. Your arms are just coming along with you. Your legs are strong because your upper body is doing all this work. Keep going. Keep the chest back over your hips. Keep your head from falling forward. I know it's really hard. Good, these look great. I see really stretched out fingers, which is very cool. And then from here, after you're finished, take your hands back behind you. The fingers will face you. Bend your knees. We're doing a reverse table. So pressing down with your feet, you're going to lift up. See if you can get a feeling of a stretch in your quads. So reach your knees out over your toes. Pull the belly down. And then just stay here a moment. Feel some work in your legs. And then lower yourself down. And then we're going to lie down on our back, because I didn't have you do rollover, and I so apologize because we're doing it now. So rollover is where your legs are parallel to the floor and ceiling. There's not the one that you go up 45, right? It goes up and over parallel. So we're really warmed up now. The one thing you might be is tired, but you're totally warmed up. And this is a spinal movement. So the arms go down by your side. Your spine is going to move with your abdominals, right? It's going to articulate with your abs. If you feel strong enough, you really have to prepare. You can bring both legs up together. But I wouldn't advise that unless that feels okay. Now, with your belly working, you're going to roll the spine over. You're going to open the legs just as wide as your front of your hip bones, and then flex the heels, take your legs apart, and bring your spine down. Put the legs together and come right back up. This does not have to be such an arduous journey. It can be relatively comfortable. It can be over before you know it. Keep going. Do the best you can. It looks great. Trying to keep the legs, like if I would, you know, don't let me slide off. If I'm sitting on your legs, don't let me slide. Right? They have to be level. Oh my gosh, I'm sliding. It's so hard. It's so hard. The last three are the legs together, flexed and apart, pointed on the way down. And when you're finished, you're just going to take a brief rest. And the brief rest, because we're going to go back to jackknife, the brief rest will be sitting and finding a little bit of a side bend. So sitting wherever you want to. I'm just going to start going because I'm just going to move on. This is your side bend and your side bend. It can be done any way you like, right? Getting up and over. So in your mind's eye, you want to picture your spine bending. I think that's really important, right? We always talk about, oh my gosh, this is such a nice stretch. Or, oh my gosh, I feel all these muscles contracting to bring me over. But can you envision your spine going, and maybe moving your arm to mimic what your spine is doing. And your shoulder blade mimics what your arm is doing, by the way. So your shoulder blade is coming out and up and over like that. So it's really nice to think about that. I mean, you know, if you want to. All right, let's go on our back again. We're going to do jackknife. So similarly, rolling down, lengthening out, no pooching, just lengthening, hollowing out. Arms down by your side, shoulders wide, no tension in the neck, so your neck is as long as it can be. Again, if this works for you, you can bring both legs up. I wasn't always able to do that. And now you're going to take the toes to where the wall and ceiling meet. You're going to open that space up at your hip. And then you roll the spine down. The feet are painting the ceiling on the way down. Yep. Use as much breath as you need. Yep. Rolling here, Charlie, that's such a great idea. This should be a massage to your spine. And if it's not, find a way to use your breath to let that happen. Maybe use a little momentum. It certainly isn't a strain. It's a beautiful rolling exercise, right? It's just a little slower. And then we'll come over onto our left side today. We'll do side leg kicks on our left. We're doing really well on time. So if you feel rushed, my apologies. So find your side. We just found it earlier. So just find this really, really nice stretch of your side. And then we're going to come up like we did in the beginning. The legs lift, the head lifts. If you want to lift this right hand, you do. right? If you want to go like this, you do. But the whole idea is to get into the side body. Oh, this is a closed chain, by the way. Your feet are a closed chain. And then come back down. Legs will go 45 degrees. You'll bend your left elbow. Now find all that work that you just found. Take your right hand on your right hip and lengthen that hip away from your ribs. Just for now, just keep it there. Now pull the belly in, feel the chest open, but the ribs are closed. Top leg is hip level. From this hip joint, the leg's gonna come forward. It pulses, and then it goes back, pulse, pulse. But nothing else changes. This is belly still pulled in, no kangaroo pouch, whatever it's called. Is a baby kangaroo or roo? I don't know. It was in Winnie the Pooh. All right, now the leg is externally rotated. It goes up, pointed down, flex. You can take your hand back behind your neck. That's your closed chain. Then we're going to flex up and point down. Your legs are getting longer and your spine is getting longer and your breath is getting deeper. One more. Add your developpe. If this is too fast, go slower. I'm just going to try to give a rhythm to this. This is a nice exercise to find rhythm. Rhythm with your breath. We'll do 3. If I did 4, I apologize. Let's do enveloppe. So stretch it out. Stretch that leg out. Don't let it collapse in. So hard. Keep stretching. And then our rond de jambe. I happen to love these, so I hope you grow to love them. Don't tip yourself over. Do the best you can. Swirl that leg around in the hip socket, but challenge yourself, go in the opposite direction. Keep lengthening, keep breathing, keep using your belly. Bicycle, top arm forward, top leg back, leg comes to meet the arm. You bend in and release. Keep going. That knee doesn't go higher than your hip. Do you see it? And one more. Now, it reaches back to grab. Now, even here, the knee doesn't go up, the foot doesn't go up. It stays in line with your hip. So move the limbs around freely. No party in your pelvis right now. All right, cross the top leg over. You can stay where you are with your head, neck, and shoulders, or you can go down. And then you're going to lift and lower the bottom leg. Here's where we collapse sometimes, so no collapsing. But work. Take the leg as high as you can, but reach it out as much as you can, and then keep it up there and circle. Don't move your hips. That's what's so hard, right? You're trying to like separate your leg from your hip so that when you walk, you don't have to drag your hips with your legs. Really very functional. And then go all the way down. And let's find this connection if you want to. Legs up if you want to. Keep your top leg there and let the bottom leg come join it. Oh my, this is hard. Oh my. And then the top leg takes a ride on the bottom leg. I am wiggling all over the place. I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse about your teacher. Sorry about that. Little walks. Long strides. Oh my gosh, you have all the time in the world, right? You wish you didn't. If you want to do a sideways teaser, here's your chance. And then you come back down and onto the belly. Hands go underneath your forehead or underneath your hips. Stretch out. Stretch first. Prepare first. Take a breath. Seriously. And then you'll lift your thighs, externally rotate your legs, and open and close your thighs. Keep your hips from moving. It's just your legs moving out and in and out and in. And then sit back into child's pose and get ready for the other side. So your right side, take your time. So now stretch out on your right. And really stretch. And we'll gather into our closed chain. When your head comes up, it shouldn't be from your neck. It should be from the rib cage. And then lift the legs. And you might feel shaky right now. Just find it and breathe it. Now you can go down and take that. I hope this is right. I can't remember whether we did anything else. And bring your legs forward. And then this hand, I believe we put it on our hip to just elongate. Take your top leg hip level. So before you do anything, the bottom leg has to press down. Do you feel that? The bottom leg has to press down and out so that the upper leg is different. And it's going to come forward with the foot flexed and back with the foot pointed. Maybe you feel more stable on this side. Maybe not. Just check it out. So doing 2 more. Don't move your upper body at all. And last one, and don't stop short of your edge. That's how you get stronger. Now take your top leg, externally rotate. It points up and flexes down. Sometimes I take my hand to this hip crease to make sure that it's creasing there. Flexing up and pointing down. Don't forget your bottom leg. And then point up and flex down. Keep stretching through the bottom leg. Both legs are reaching longer. Keep stretching through the top of your body. Develop a bend, straighten, close the inner thighs. Your inner thighs are all the way from the inseam to your ankle. And then reverse that. No tension in the neck. Right? It feels good. Use your body to support you in this position. And then our rond de jambe, leg comes forward. You can take your hands back behind your neck. Remember, this is your closed chain. It might help you, by the way, to take your hands back here. It helped me that time. I think that's a first for me as well. I found my closed chain and it kept me stable. Oh, it's so nice to find these things that I thought were elusive. The arm goes forward, the legs go back, the leg comes to meet the arm to bend in and stretch out. Fold in, stretch out. Keep going. Good. Now, fold in, stretch out. Fold in, stretch out. Last time, in and out, cross over. You can go down on the pillow of your arm if you'd like. Stretch out and lift up. I don't feel the size of my body. Like I could just do a sideways teaser from here. Inseam to ankle. Reach it up as far as you can. And then make circles in both directions. Don't move your hips. Definitely. And be careful, Charlie, I think, make sure that your heel and your toes are parallel. You don't want your toe higher or your heel higher. Both directions. So I'm touching my belly because I want to make sure it's working. And then you're all the way down. Sideways teaser after this, so you want to prepare for that. Hands come into this closed chain, which is lovely. Your legs are in a closed chain. Maybe you never thought about it. Top leg, hip level. They're open chain, closed chain. Right? Now this is a closed chain. They're both helping one another. But the top leg is actually taking a ride. And then little walks. And then long strides. No hurry. You're not in a hurry. You're stretching out. Sideways teaser if you'd like. Oh. And then let's stay up for a moment and come onto your left side. So we're going to change it up because normally we would have done teaser and we will do teaser. But we're going to do this is called twist 1. So it is the articulated twist. So I'm not going to mirror you. I'm going to be stamping my right foot down. My right arm is up, sliding the shoulders down. My left knee is bent. My left hand is underneath my shoulder. I'm going to start to lift my hips and draw my thighs together, but I'm going to twist and go underneath my left side. But I'm in an upside down twisted teaser. And then I'm going to untwist from my hips, my ribs, and my head. And then I like this one. You're twisting to the opposite direction. And then do that just one more time. Remember that you're lifting and curling and twisting at the same time. Does it get any better? And then untwist. And then find this twist to this side. Oh, wasn't that nice? Other side. So now you have your left foot stomping down, right hand underneath right shoulder. You might not be able to get that left sit bones down. That's okay. But you want to drop your left shoulder down. Pull the belly in here. This is a regal kind of pose, right? Lisa knows what I'm talking about. So regal, you have this regal pose. And then you're going to lift and curl and twist. You're pivoting around your left leg. Now untwist, pivot around. You put your feet down for this particular one, and you're going to twist in the opposite direction. I never used to be able to do this. This is great fun. I think I said 3 things today that I hadn't done. I need to go to the beach every day, and then I'll be able to do this. Okay? All right. We've established that. Here we go. You know what? I want to unmute you for the rest of class because I want to hear some feedback. So just, we're heading to teaser, so you could be on your back in prep if you would like. You can still remain muted if you want to, but right now you are unmuted because I miss you. Okay, here we go. Let's start down. So some of you might want to do your teaser with it in a closed chain. You know what that's like now. This is an open chain. So let's go ahead and find the ribs going down so that the head, neck, and shoulders can elongate up and over, and then the legs float up magically. And then you roll down from the pelvis down. You do that again. So I already know that I use my right side a lot more than my left. So I'm trying to just use my left side more evenly. Do what you can. We're going up for the last time. And then you're going to drop your hands down and your feet down. So straighten your right leg. Keep the left foot down. And we're doing a reverse plank. So the palms can actually, the palms are down, but the fingers can face out. They can face you, they can face to the side, or they can face out. Whatever makes your shoulders happy. And you're going to go ahead and lift up. And see if you can feel this. And then down. And then switch your legs. Breathe. And when I say breathe, I really want you to breathe. And then come back down. So that should have felt good. So now keep your hands where they are. The fingers could face you. But you're going to bring your legs into tabletop. And then you're going to bring your legs up. And you're going to circle them. Circle left, center, and up. And right, left, up, and left, right, up. Right? Some of you are bending your knees. That's totally fine. I'm going to do it with a little knee bend. It's still in my abs. How you guys doing? Good stuff, right? Okay. Now let's go over onto the belly to swim. Yay, swimming. Notice what messages you're sending to your body. If you're like, oh God, I don't want to do this. No. All right. So we almost swam. What we did, as I recall, I wish I could recall, I think our arms were here. And if you recall, we prepared and we exhaled 1, 2, 3, and then our feet fell up down. And then you went like this, and then you lifted your feet. Do you remember that?
Mhm.
Remember? Yeah? Okay, so let me prepare you better. Take your hands on your back. Prepare your body. And I really mean it. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, do not move your hips, but bend your knees 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Put your feet down, stretch your arms. Now bring your arms out in front of you and swim. Keep going, you have 10 more seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was beautiful. Sit back into child's pose. I hope you liked. So we're going to do boomerang and seal to end. We have 2 minutes. So let's take left leg over right, left thigh over right. I'm going to mute you just for the moment. Because these are hard exercises. Yeah. And I want you to feel comfortable groaning in your own home. I know I do. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Hands right by your hips. Teaser your body. Find your teaser. It's a beautiful teaser. And then roll back. Keep your head off. Switch your legs. Find your teaser again. Open the curtain. Take a bow. Arms go out. Press down on the floor. Pull in with the belly. And find another teaser. And roll back. Keep your head off. Switch your legs. Roll through your spine. Open the curtain. Bow. Stack back up into seal. We'll do more of that another time. Arms go inside of your legs. Hold on to the outside of your ankles. Pause. Remember the pause? What's the pause for? The pause is to breathe. Now you're going to open and close 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Roll back. Eyes on the belly. Pause if you can to open and close. I didn't do very well. But if you can, pause back there and breathe. Use your pause, P-A-U-S-E, to find some breath. And keep going. This is your last exercise. It's 1 o'clock. I just want you to feel really good. I want you to end on a good note. And when you're all finished, I'll unmute you and you're all finished. And thank you so much for making this work. Okay. Everybody okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You had fun?
Fun.
You know, the Pilates kind of fun. I always hated it when an exercise would be like told to me, it's going to be fun. And I'm like, you know. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Coming home
Bye.
tonight? Coming home tonight, Susan?
I'm coming home tomorrow.
Oh, good. Oh, good. You have another whole day.
That's fun. And it's free too. I get a free day.
Great.
And I'm going to the beach again. Yay.
It's warm enough for the beach?
It's not, but I'm there anyway. It's not.
Yeah, good. Well, good.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's so
Enjoy.
peaceful.
Have fun, honey.
Thank
I'll see you
you.
soon. Take care.
Bye, Lisa.
Bye.
Thanks
Bye.
for coming.